Hello everyone, my name is Nur Farhani binti Jafar from the Faculty of Business and Management UiTM Seri Iskandar. Today, I will be presenting a contemporary issue related to training and development in Malaysia, which is the challenge of insufficient upskilling and reskilling in our workforce. To support this topic, I will refer to the 2024 journal titled The Impact of Industrial Training on Career Challenges and Motivation Among Malaysian Public University Students, published by researchers from Universiti Putra Malaysia UPM. This issue becoming increasingly important as rapid technological changes, digitalization and automation continue to reshape the skills needed in today's job market. Many workers, including fresh graduates, struggle to keep up with these challenges, creating a widening skills gap that affect both employer and employees. Now, let's look at why this issue really matters. As you can see from the graphic on the screen, there is a clear skills gap across different types of competencies, such as leadership, communication, adaptability, and problem solving. These reflect what many employers in Malaysia are also reporting today. Because of rapid digitalization, automation, and new technologies, the skills required in the workplace are changing much faster than the workers can keep up. Many employers still score low in important areas like communication or adaptability, while industries are moving towards more digital and complex job roles. At global level, the World Economic Forum highlights that 6 out of 10 workers will need upskilling or reskilling by 2027. But only half of them actually have access to proper training. This shows that skills gap isn't just a chart. It's a real issue affecting both organizations of the Malaysian workforce. If we don't address it, more workers will struggle to stay relevant and companies may face difficulties remaining competitive. On this slide, I'm going to showing an example of international industrial training, which represent the type of workplace exposure students actually experience during their internship. According to the UPM journal that I'm referring to, industrial training does help students gain confidence, basic work skills, and a better understanding of real job environments. However, the study also found that many students still face several challenges during their training. They often struggle to apply the theoretical knowledge to actual job tasks, adapt to workplace culture, and meet industry expectations, especially when the skills required are more advanced. So, even though industrial training, whether local or international, provides valuable experience, it is still not enough to fully prepare graduates for today's fast-evolving job market. The journal highlights the need for stronger mentorship, structured supervision, and continuous upskilling to support students more effectively. Now, let's look at how the skill gap affects employers. Many organizations in Malaysia are struggling to find workers with the right digital skills and soft skills such as communication and problem solving. This forces companies to spend more money and time on training new employees because they are not fully prepared for the job. The skills gap also slows down the technology's adoption in companies. Even when business want to implement new digital system or automation, the workforce may not be ready for it. This directly impacts productivity, innovation, and the overall competitiveness of the organization. So, the lack of upskilling and reskilling doesn't just affect workers. It also creates major challenges for employees who are trying to move forward in rapidly changing economy. Here we can see an example of how employees are directly affected by the skills gap. Many workers feel stressed or overwhelmed when they are expected to use new technologies or handle tasks that require skills they haven't been properly trained for. Without enough upskilling and reskilling opportunities, employees often lose confidence, struggle to meet job expectations, and face slower career growth. They may even feel insecure about their job stability, especially with automation common in many industries. This shows that the lack of continuous skill development doesn't just impact employers. It also affects employees emotionally, mentally, and professionally. Now, at the national level, there are several strategies that can help reduce Malaysia's upskilling and reskilling gap. First, the government can continue expanding access to micro-credential and short digital courses, especially for mid-career workers who need faster way to update their skills. Second, strengthening the national skills framework will help align universities, training providers, and industries so that everyone is focusing on the same skills priorities. And finally, increasing training subsidies and incentives can encourage more Malaysians to reskill, which is especially important in a rapidly changing job market. These national level efforts are essential to support a future-ready workforce. Next, let's look at what employers can do to address the skill gaps. Companies play a major role in shaping the capabilities of the workforce. One effective approach is to introduce continuous learning programs such as internal workshops or structured training sessions. Employers can also provide digital upskilling courses, especially for technologies that are used in their organization. Another important strategy is implementing structured mentorship program, where experienced staff guide new employees during their early stages. This helps workers adapt faster and learn practical skills more effectively. Employers can also encourage their staff to take short courses or boot camps, which allow workers to reskill quickly without needing long-term program. When organizations invest in employee development, they benefit through higher productivity, better performance, and stronger workforce retention. For individuals, addressing the skill gap starts with understanding the difference between upskilling and reskilling. As shown in the image, improving or expanding the skills you already have so you can perform better in your current role. Reskilling, on the other hand, is about learning completely new skills for a different type of role. This is becoming more common as industries change and some jobs become less relevant. Whether it's upskilling or reskilling, individuals must take proactive steps to stay competitive. This can be done through online courses, professional certification, and continuous learning. The UPM Journal also emphasizes reflective learning, where individuals evaluate their strengths and weaknesses to improve themselves further. So, ultimately, lifelong learning begins with each person taking responsibility on their own growth. Before I conclude, this image highlights the 5 key digital skill factors that define a future-ready workforce. These include digital knowledge, cognitive abilities, practical digital skills, digital competence, and the right attitudes for the digital age. These are exactly the types of skills that employers are looking for today. However, the UPM Journal and various national reports shows that many students and workers in Malaysia still lack these capabilities. This is why upskilling and reskilling are so important. In conclusion, closing the skills gap requires continuous learning at every level, national, organizational, and individual. By strengthening these digital skills, we can build a workforce that is truly competitive and prepared for the challenges of the future. Thank you.